You might not believe it, but some of the most beneficial foods for your aging brain and vision are just in your kitchen cupboard. I am talking about basic seeds. They aren't fancy or expensive, but they can help you remember and see better while you sleep. Allow me to ask you something. Do you ever wake up feeling that your mind isn't as sharp as it used to be? You forgot where your keys are. You have difficulty recalling names or even words that used to come effortlessly. Perhaps you've noticed that your eyes are dry and strained, or that driving at night feels like a danger you're unwilling to accept. This isn't just aging. This is your brain and eyes pleading for the nutrition they have been lacking for years. The truth is that most people over 60 are deficient in the nutrients that sustain memory, focus, and crisp eyesight, particularly at night when the body enters repair mode. During sleep, our neurological and visual systems undergo a natural reset. However, if they don't have what they need, the reset begins to fail. And day after day, you feel a bit foggy and see a little less clearly. I've seen this steady demise in so many of my patients. They used to enjoy reading. Now the letters are blurry. They were sharp conversationalists. They are now searching for words in the middle of a phrase. Some even stopped driving or socializing out of fear of being confused or unable to see clearly. But this is the part that gives me hope. And I hope it offers you hope too. Even as we get older, our bodies are extremely receptive to the appropriate nutrition. That's where the 4 seeds come in. Each is high in brain-boosting fats, eye-protecting antioxidants, and essential minerals such as magnesium, zinc, and vitamin E. When taken correctly, particularly before bed, they can quietly go to work as you sleep, nourishing your nervous system, soothing inflammation, and allowing you to wake up sharper, steadier, and clearer. So in today's video, we'll go over each of these seeds, how they work, how to use them, and why they're one of the best-kept secrets for seniors looking to maintain their independence. And if you are new here, welcome. I am Dr. Jason Hale. If you care about your brain, vision, and being cognitively bright for years, please subscribe. I'd love to assist you in your trip. Let's start with flaxseed, tiny brown or golden seeds that are commonly ignored, but contain one of the most critical nutrients for aging brains and eyes, alpha-linolenic acid, ALA. ALA is a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that is essential for the brain's and retina's structural and functional integrity. In fact, the retina is the most metabolically active tissue in the body. It needs continual feeding, particularly omega-3 second. And your brain? Over 60% of it is composed of fat. Many of those fats are omega-3 based. But here's the deal. As we become older, our bodies become less efficient at converting ALA into DHA and EPA, the active omega-3s that directly promote brain function and retinal health. This implies that we need a steady supply, particularly from foods like flax seeds, to even begin to make up for the loss. How does ALA really help? Let us break it down. First, for the eyes, ALA reduces oxidative stress and inflammation in the retina, which are 2 of the primary causes of age-related macular degeneration and blurred night vision. It promotes blood flow to the optic nerve, ensuring that your visual system receives adequate oxygen and nutrients while sleeping. A study published in the Investigative Ophthalmology and Visual Science Journal discovered that omega-3 fatty acid intake was linked to slower progression of retinal degeneration, particularly in older persons with early-stage alterations. Second, for the brain, ALA nourishes neuronal membranes. Consider them to be the protective layer that surrounds your brain cells. These membranes must remain soft and flexible so that neurons can communicate properly. When they grow stiff due to inflammation or poor diet, signal transmission slows, resulting in memory fog, reduced recall, and even mood swings. A 2021 review in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience found that regular omega-3 intake was associated with greater working memory, decreased inflammation indicators in the brain, and even slower cognitive decline in seniors. Even better, these results were seen not only in persons suffering from dementia, but also in healthy aging adults attempting to maintain their cognitive abilities. Now, how much do you really need? Just 1 to 2 tablespoons of ground flax seeds per day, preferably before bedtime, can provide a therapeutic dosage of ALA. Remember, entire flax seeds frequently travel through your system undigested. To absorb the nutrients, you need them freshly ground. They can be mixed into yogurt, sprinkled on porridge, or blended into a nighttime smoothie. One of my patients, Elaine, a 7-year-old woman, added ground flaxseed to her nightly snack. Within a few weeks, she told me she could see more clearly at twilight and felt more alert in the morning. A minor habit makes a significant difference. If flax seeds are all about fatty acid strength, then chia seeds are nature's hydration experts. When it comes to safeguarding the aging brain and vision, water is crucial. Let me clarify. As we age, our bodies lose more water and our cells become less efficient at maintaining moisture. This has an influence not only on our skin and joints, but also on our brain's capacity to transmit messages and keep our eyes lubricated and protected. Chia seeds absorb up to 12 times their weight in water, resulting in a gel-like substance that gently releases hydration throughout the night. When ingested before bed, they operate as a natural time-release water capsule, nourishing your cells as you sleep. Now, why is this important for your eyes? Dry eyes are one of the most common complaints I hear from older folks, particularly at night. Your eye's surface, known as the cornea, lacks its own blood supply. It relies greatly on surrounding fluids and nourishment delivery to retain clarity and avoid harm. When moisture levels drop, so does protection, resulting in discomfort, blurred vision, and an increased risk of degeneration. Chia seeds include antioxidants such as quercetin and caffeic acid, which, together with hydration, help to reduce inflammation on the ocular surface. They also include lutein and zeaxanthin, plant ingredients known to help filter damaging blue light and protect the retina from oxidative stress. What about the brain? Water loss, even minor dehydration, can decrease brain tissue and alter neurotransmitter function. What about that hazy feeling in the morning? It is frequently caused by dehydrated neurons attempting to operate in the absence of enough fluids or electrolytes. However, chia seeds are capable of carrying more than simply water. They also contain magnesium, potassium, and B vitamins, all of which promote neurotransmission, memory development, and mood stability. One randomized research published in the Journal of Food Science and Nutrition discovered that persons over 60 who drank chia on a regular basis had improved hydration ratings, less dry eye complaints, and reported clearer thinking after just 30 days. I remember Henry, a retired math teacher aged 6 to 8, who used to wake up with burning eyes and felt like his brain was stuck in first gear until noon. We included chia pudding to his nighttime routine. It's a simple dish that only requires soaking overnight. Within 2 weeks, he informed me he could read the newspaper without using eye drops, and he felt more alert even before coffee. That is the power of consistent hydration, not just during the day, but also at night, when the body rebuilds and repairs. Pumpkin seeds may be the most undervalued of all the seeds we've discussed today. They're little, easy to eat, and include 2 nutrients that your eyes and brain require to work properly: zinc and magnesium. Let's start with zinc. Your retina, the light-sensitive layer at the back of your eye, contains one of the highest levels of zinc in your entire body. Why? Zinc helps vitamin A produce melanin, the pigment that protects your eyes from light damage. It also helps to improve night vision and prevent macular degeneration. A big government-sponsored research called AREDS, or the Age-Related Eye Disease Study, found that zinc, when paired with antioxidants, could delay the course of age-related vision loss in persons over 55. In layman's terms, if you're losing clarity in low light, dealing with glare from headlights, or having difficulty focusing at sunset, a zinc-rich snack like pumpkin seeds could be just what your eyes need. But the cognitive benefits are just as important. Zinc plays an important role in neuroplasticity, or the brain's ability to establish new connections and heal itself. It regulates BDNF, a development factor that improves memory, focus, and learning. Low zinc levels are usually associated with mental weariness, mood swings, and decreased recall, all of which many of my older patients silently deal with on a daily basis. Then there's magnesium, a mineral that acts with zinc, but has its own significant benefits. Magnesium works as a natural relaxant for both muscles and blood vessels. When your magnesium levels are insufficient, blood flow to your brain and eyes may be limited, resulting in brain fog, visual strain, and even sleep disruption. Several research, including a 2018 review in the journal Nutrients, have found that magnesium promotes cognitive lifespan by supporting memory retention and improving processing speed in seniors. Pumpkin seeds provide ample amounts of both. 1 ounce provides over 20% of your daily zinc and more than 35% of your magnesium. And they're simple to utilize. Sprinkle them on a salad, mix them into a smoothie, or consume a small amount after dinner. No preparation or cleanup, just pure nutrients. I had a patient named Paul, who was 66 years old and recently retired. He had poor night vision and had begun to avoid interactions since he kept forgetting people's names. We did not do anything extreme. He started eating roughly 2 teaspoons of pumpkin seeds per night, nothing else. Within a month, he reported that things were clearer, his words came faster, and night driving no longer felt overpowering. That is the type of move that does not make headlines, yet has a significant impact on people's lives. Pumpkin seeds do more than just fill you up. They also gradually replenish the minerals your nervous system need. Now, let us talk about sunflower seeds. Many individuals like a crunchy snack without realizing it contains vitamin E, one of the most potent brain and eye defenders known in nutrition. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant, which means it is particularly effective in protecting your body's most vulnerable tissues, those high in fat, such as your brain and retina. Let us start with the eyes. The retina is a fragile structure that processes light and translates it into messages for the brain, but it is also extremely sensitive to oxidative stress, which is caused by free radicals from UV light, pollution, or even normal metabolic activity. Vitamin E neutralizes free radicals, which helps to prevent retinal cells from degenerating over time. Several investigations, including a large-scale observational research published in Archives of Ophthalmology, discovered that persons who consumed more vitamin E had a much lower risk of developing age-related macular degeneration, the primary cause of visual loss after 60. What most people don't realize is that the same oxidative damage occurs within the brain. Neurons. Your brain cells have fragile outer envelopes composed primarily of fat. These membranes are where the brain communicates, processes thoughts, and creates memories. And, like the retina, they are highly susceptible to oxidative damage. When vitamin E levels are low, the membranes become fragile. Communication between neurons slows. Memory falters. You may feel intellectually sluggish or struggle to digest new information. Vitamin E stabilizes and protects neuronal membranes, allowing impulses to flow more quickly and precisely. In a 2020 nutrients study, researchers found that higher vitamin E intake in older persons was connected with better verbal memory, slower cognitive decline, and improved executive function, which includes focus, reasoning, and organizing. Here's the beauty of it. A quarter cup of sunflower seeds delivers more than 75% of your necessary daily vitamin E intake. That is without a single medication or supplement. They also include selenium, folate, and healthy fats, all of which promote brain and eye health. Martha, one of my patients, began eating a small dish of sunflower seeds each evening, either plain or blended with yogurt. Within a few weeks, she told me that reading had become simpler and she could now finish her morning crossword without frustration. Sunflower seeds may appear simple, yet each seed contains a powerful dosage of protection for your vision, focus, and sense of clarity. You've already discovered how 4 little seeds, flax, chia, pumpkin, and sunflower, can fuel your brain and safeguard your eyes while you sleep. But none of this matters if it doesn't seem simple enough to do. That is the point I want to emphasize most strongly. This does not have to be complicated. You do not need a blender. You do not need to cook. You don't need to use a food scale. You only need a few minutes and some consistency. Here's how to include these seeds into a relaxing nightly ritual. Step 1. Choose 1 to 2 tablespoons of any of the seeds we've discussed. You can cycle them nightly or combine them all into a small batch, whatever is easiest for you. Step 2. Prepare them in a way that you will love. Some individuals like to add ground flax or chia to plain yogurt. Others choose to make a simple overnight seed pudding by soaking chia or flax seeds in milk, or a dairy-free option for 4 to 6 hours. Pumpkin and sunflower seeds? You can softly roast them or consume them raw. Just make sure they are unsalted. Step 3. Consume them around 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime. This allows your body to begin the digestion and absorption process before entering sleep mode, where the true mending begins. Don't worry about digestion or sleep disturbances. These seeds are inherently mild. In fact, chia and flax include soluble fiber, which promotes gut health and can improve sleep quality. And if you forget a night, that's fine. This is about developing a habit, not pursuing perfection. It's about giving your brain and eyes a little extra attention each evening. Over time, those small bits add up to something significant. You may not notice a significant change immediately, but give it 2 or 3 weeks. You may notice that you wake up with less brain fog, that your vision is clearer, and that you think more quickly. It's subtle, yet real. I've seen it multiple times. When people include this simple practice into their evening routine, it becomes something they look forward to. A moment of tranquility, a sign of self-care, and a subtle message to your body that I have your back. And, honestly, that perspective is part of the healing. If there's one thing I've learned after 30 years of practice, it's this. You're never too old to recapture aspects of yourself that you believed were fading away. Clear vision, consistent memory, the capacity to read, identify, recall, and think clearly. These are not just indulgences of youth. They contribute to your sense of self-identity, and they deserve to be nourished, safeguarded, and appreciated regardless of their age. The seeds we discussed today are simple. They aren't flashy, they aren't pricey, but they are real, and they work quietly in the background, night after night, to help your nervous system repair naturally. It only takes one simple alteration, a tablespoon of seeds, and a moment of intention. In a few weeks, you might be astonished by how different you feel in the morning. Not perfect, but clearer. Be more yourself again. You do not need to seek out miracle treatments. You only need to help your body achieve what it already wants to do. You'll be repaired, restored, and protected. And if you made it all the way through this video, thank you. That demonstrates a genuine concern for your health, future, and quality of life. If you found this message helpful, learned something new, or want to try this seed ritual, I'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment, share your experience, or ask a question below. And if you haven't already, please consider liking, sharing, or subscribing to the channel. It enables us to reach more people like you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.